and these are roses. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make crawfish etouffee. Let's just get some things out of the way before y'all try to drag me in the comments. Today's crawfish etouffee, this is for my millennials. These are people, if you don't want to slave behind, you know, this dish. This is something you can definitely whip up in an hour. I'm going to show you the easy way on how I do things. It tastes just as good. It's really, really yummy. It's definitely a crowd pleaser at my parties. I have a lot of those because I love to entertain and I love to cook. So crawfish etouffee is pretty much just smothered crawfish. It's a Creole Southern type of dish, very popular here in New Orleans. Let's get into the ingredients. So first things first, you need parsley, your salt and pepper, cayenne pepper, seasoned salt, garlic powder, forgot my friend, onion powder, Tony's Creole seasoning, Louisiana crawfish crab oil, some Baileys, and chef pompadons or seafood magic blend. I'm gonna put that in the description. So those are the dry seasonings you're gonna need. Honestly, anybody that tells you you can't whip up something in an hour that tastes like you slaved behind it, they're lying and they're haters. And they're probably older, and I'm sorry, Mom, but this way works best for me. This is the easiest way. I love it. I think it's great. Everybody loves my crawfish etouffee. And then I have some seafood stock. Now, normally you would use crawfish stock, but like I said, we're not slaving over here. Unsalted butter, 1 stick, and this is so funny. This is Goodreads fresh cut. This is the Creole seasoning blend, and in here is pretty much something. I mean, you could cut this up if you want, but honestly, like I said, I'm not slaving behind this. I'm doing whatever is easiest for me. And what's in here is I know onions, celery, bell pepper, and green onion. I'm more than sure that's what's in here. Yep. Yellow onions, bell pepper, celery, green onions, parsley, and garlic. It's just easy if you get it like this. So if your grocery sells it like this, then just get it. It's okay. I promise you nobody's not going to taste the difference. And then I always like to get a green onion so I could use for garnish towards the end. You want to use, one thing about this dish, you do want to use a good rice. And I love jasmine rice. It's very soft and fluffy and good. It's a white rice. It's very, very nice. So you definitely want to use something like this. And then last but not least, the most important thing, the crawfish tails, girl. And these are frozen. I did not slave. I did not, you know, crack open the crawfish. I actually do not like crawfish season around here just for that reason. I hate opening it and sucking it. I mean, it's just too much for me. So boom. I bought it just like this, frozen. And let's get into it. I'm gonna like position this camera. My stove is behind me, so I'm gonna have to find a way where you guys can watch it while I do it. So let's get into it. Okay, so hopefully that angle is good for you guys. So the first thing you're gonna do is put your stove, well, we're gonna work with our skillet first. So you want to put your heat on medium to high heat. Wait for it to get hot. We're going to put our butter in first. We're going to make a roux. So, and the way to make a roux is you want to use equal parts. So 1 stick of butter equals a 1/2 cup of flour. So that's how you make a roux. Very, very simple, very, very easy. You're going to need a wooden spatula. So I have my wooden spatula here. And so I'm just going to wait for this to melt. And once it melts, we're going to add our flour. And we're going to make our roux. Now that my butter is melted, I'm just going to add my flour. And don't be scared of a roux. I know some people are really scared of it. But honestly, if you just keep your eyes on the prize, and just keep stirring. Try to get those clumps out. Just keep stirring, and we're looking for a like milk chocolate kind of color. So once it gets that color, we'll be ready to add in our veggies. But like I said, don't be scared. Some people, like, if doing this on high heat is like too scary for you, I know a few people that do this on like medium heat or whatever because they're too scared, because like you can burn a roux real quick. Sometimes, like when I first started cooking, it took me like 3 tries to get it, but once you got it, you got it. You just really can't leave and keep stirring. That's the trick. That's really it. I think like it takes about 10 minutes before it to turn that chocolate color. The hard part about a roux, I think, is if it passes that color, if it's burnt, you have to start all over. And 10 minutes may sound like not a long time, but it really is, to be honest, to like stand over this hot ass pan. Turn my fire down because I'm getting to the point where I want it. And then you want it to get that chocolate brown color because that's what color you want the sauce to be. You don't want it to be this blonde color. You don't want it to be light. You want it to be this rich kind of color. Alright, so where I want to be. So now quickly you want to add your Goodreads, your fresh cuts, and this cools it down. Ooh, I'm scared. And I'm putting my fire down. Oops. A little bit more. Alright, so we're going to saute this lightly because now we're about to transfer it to another pan, our kind of saucy pan. So right here, all we're doing is just giving a light saute because this is going to cook for a while. So don't worry, don't try to get your veggies cooked right away. You'll be fine. So I'm just transferring it to the other pan. So next we're going to add some diced tomatoes. I'm going to drain this real quick. Drain the tomatoes. You can always substitute this. They didn't have at the store the fire roasted garlic diced tomatoes, so this is just gonna have to do for today. I use about a half a can. I don't really have a big household, it's just my boyfriend and I, so I don't really make like a big pot. That's why I like when the smaller the pot is, the easier it is for me to kind of eyeball stuff. And so what I'm adding now is seafood stock. Give it a nice twirl. And do a little bit more. So maybe 1 can. I always do like a little cap full of this shrimp and crawfish boil concentrated stuff. When I say you only need a cap, y'all, only get a cap. Don't do any more than that, because this really intensifies the flavor of the crawfish. Two tablespoons of Tony's and some onion powder. About 1 tablespoon. And garlic powder. In New Orleans, that's just how it is. You just season. No, this is let's do a half of this, a half a tablespoon, because you don't want it too spicy. This is cayenne pepper. And then after that, we have some Chef Paul Proms Seafood Magic. Throw that in there. And then some parsley for some color, because you know it don't taste like nothing. Some salt and pepper. Y'all may think it's a lot, but it's really not. I promise you. You have to season. It's the best way to life. And then now we're just gonna throw in 2 bay leaves. Oh, perfect, I have 2 left. So 1 and 2. So before you serve, you just take these out. So we're just gonna mix all that together, give it a nice mix. Mix it all together. We're gonna bring this to a boil and then we're just gonna let it simmer for 45 minutes. Okay, so I'll come back when it hits to a boil. Alright, so now that it's to a boil, I'm gonna turn the heat down to like a little medium, and we're gonna let this sit for about 40 minutes. And we're gonna get the rice together. And with my crawfish etouffee, I like to eat some fried fish with it too, which is so southern and so country, but that's just what I like. So I'm gonna start doing that now. And I'll put it in fast for you guys. It's not really, I mean, this tutorial is really about the crawfish etouffee, so I wanna keep it that way. But I don't mind showing you guys a little something on the side. Take a knife and cut them in here. All right, so you're just gonna put it all in here like so. And I fried my fish because I like to eat this with a little fish. So all that's in there, and now you're just gonna let it cook for like maybe like 5 minutes or so. And then I'll show you guys the final product. Wow, I feel like I should have just used this angle. Like you can see it good right here. So, like I said, y'all, we're just letting the shrimp soak up, not the shrimp. We're letting the crawfish just soak up all that good sauce. Gonna lid this. All right, so now what we do is take a little bit of the green onions, kind of put it in there, give it a little bit more color, give it one more mix, and now we can start plating. Y'all, this looks so yummy. Bed of rice, and so now I'm just going to put me a little bit of fish on there. This is how I like to eat it. You definitely could just put it over rice, so kind of like that, very Instagrammy. And I'm just going to scoop some etouffee and then just kind of put it on top a little bit like that. And this is like a $30 dish in New Orleans. So very yummy. I got a good little pack of some crawfish. These are big. Oh, y'all hear my mouth watering? I'm just getting so excited. I don't know if this even looks cute to some of y'all, but this looks cute. A little bit more of that. Bloop. There you go. Alright. Please like and subscribe if you guys liked. Let me back this up. My head is looking huge as hell. I love to see you guys like wait, let me not talk when I'm eating. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. If you guys try the recipe, please let me know if you guys like it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week in the next video.